Hello everyone. Welcome. I'm Jon Binnie, your spiritual psychic mentor, professional here in Scotland. And in today's video, I'd like to cover some really powerful, beautiful subjects. We'll be helping you connect your mind with your heart and heart with your mind, helping you navigate through some of the topics that I've been sharing recently, including the topic itself of predictions, and then also our ability to co-create this reality with each other and in our own individual lives. So some beautiful subjects, plus some more. Stick around and I hope you enjoy today's video. Okay, first of all, I would love to have sat down. It's Sunday morning, quite early. I would have loved to sat down for coffee with you. However, I didn't bring coffee, and also my legs are kind of, this is maybe too much information, but I'm kind of like in my stride right now as my little dog Patch is beneath me. I don't know if I would try and show you, but I suspect my phone, which I'm using for video, would all disconnect and you'd lose audio, etc. And then I wouldn't know, and I'd post the recording thinking it was all good. So just imagine, relax, and enjoy yourself as we cover today's subjects now, because these are important subjects and I want you to have a nice, safe space. Let's practice psychic safety. So to do so, let's go ahead and create a safe space, and this will really help me bring in any messages and channel anything for you for your highest good. It'll also help you receive and help your heart open. And this is so important, having a nice open heart, as that's one of the first subjects we'll cover once I've set up the safe space. Okay, please join me as we do so. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and breathe out what no longer serves our highest good, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any remaining low vibration energy or emotion that no longer serves you, nice and loud. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly as it feels right for you. And focus your attention on the center of your big, beautiful heart, your heart chakra. And from the center of your heart, where your golden divine spark enters your human form, from the center of your heart, extend a cord of light up through the top of your head and into the sky, up through the stars, and reach up to the highest dimension of the source of love of this universe. And there, connect in your light cord into the highest dimension of source. Feeling into that oneness, unity, and unconditional love. Remain connected into source and bring your light cord, extending it down to the stars and sky, back down to the top of your head, and then down into your heart once more. And now this time, from the center of your heart, extend your cord of light down through the base of your spine and deep into the earth. Reach all the way down through the layers of the planet, going deeper and deeper until you reach the very core of Mother Earth, and there connect in your light cord into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. We send Mother Gaia so much love at this time. Allow her to send her love back. Remain connected to Mother Gaia's heart, the soul of the earth, and extend your light cord back up through the layers of the planet, up through the root of your spine and into your heart once more. And now, together with the light of Source above, Mother Gaia below, and your own light, expand out that golden bubble of protective light from the center of your heart to surround you, all aspects of you, about 2 meters out to each side, above and below, in front and behind you. And set the intention that only energies and entities with your permission, with your highest good and your love and compassion, can see you, access you, or exist within your space or within you. And that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Into your safe space, invite in your spirit guides, your higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia. and ask for their guidance, clearing, healing, protection, and integration of today's session, our video today. And also, to be sure, through space and time, I create a golden protective bubble around all of us engaging with today's video. And I set the intention for the session space that only energies and entities with my permission and the highest good love and compassion of all can see us, access us, or exist within this session space or within us, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately, inviting in my spirit guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia. And setting the intention for today's video and practices to help us reconnect our hearts and minds, and to help us on today's journey of understanding more about discerning our own realities, our co-creative capabilities, the very nature of predictions themselves. And there will be other topics that we bring up that would also appreciate those that we have invited in the assistance of. And with that, we'll get started. Thank you. Oh, Patch has moved, so I can now, he's moved in front of me, so I can stand up straight now. Okay, so let's go ahead and just take a moment to reflect on our hearts, John, hearts here, hearts and minds. So perhaps rather than me explain in a lot of words, which I love doing too, let's just take a moment to connect in with our hearts and reflect on some of the superpowers that our hearts have. So take a deep breath in through the nose and place your left hand on your heart and breathe out nice and loud. And ask your heart to gently soften and open, visualizing and imagining that your heart chakra is a sphere. It's a beautiful sphere in the very center of your chest. And as it opens up gently, and you can tell your heart now, heart, it's safe to open. Heart, it's safe to open. Heart, it's safe to open. Reminding your heart of the beautiful boundaries you've created. Remember that big golden bubble you created around yourself? And then I also created around all of us together. So there's 2 layers of protection right now, stopping any of that noise, any energy of the collective or what's going on outside of us that doesn't serve our highest good. It's blocked right now. And so your heart doesn't need to feel so bombarded all the time with just this constant fear and suppression. And it's safe for your heart to open. So just give your heart some encouraging words. Heart, it's safe to open. Heart, we're safe now. Heart, I love you. Now let's ask our hearts about our heart's superpowers. So what are the unique superpowers that each of our hearts have? I'm going to share some of the superpowers I really resonate with people's hearts. I feel one of the first is that our hearts are where our consciousness, our soul, enters into our human form. A heart is a gateway, a portal that allows the connection, the interdimensional connection of our soul into this incarnation, into this human body. And also in the center of our hearts, as well as our golden, beautiful, divine spark, we also, generated by our consciousness, we feel emotions. This is where we feel. And our emotions are the strongest manifestation energy of our consciousness. And feel into those emotions right now. You could ask your heart, what is my strongest emotion I'm feeling right now? And allow your heart to share that message up through your throat chakra, up through your third eye, up into your mind. If you're interested, my heart said, joy. I really enjoy doing this work. Thank you. Thank you, heart. And I hope you feel some of my joy as you reflect as well on your emotion, your most dominant emotion right now. Our hearts are also the centers of discernment. So as well as generating emotions and generating such a powerhouse, this huge toroidal field of energy around us, our hearts also have this beautiful capability to be able to discern the energy of others. And it doesn't matter what media they turn up on. So if someone's on TV, on your phone, face to face, on the other side of the world, on the other side of the universe, it doesn't matter to your heart. Your heart has the capability of receiving their resonant energy. And this can't be blocked. They can't fake their own energy. So if you're watching a world leader, a news presenter, a social media influencer, whatever it is that you're witnessing in that moment, notice how your heart feels. And a really simple practice is just place your hand on your heart. So maybe you'd like to just take a moment to remember what was one of the last things you witnessed on maybe social media, since you're on YouTube just now. Who was talking, and how did the energy of their words, what they're saying, and their actions, what they're doing, align or misalign with the feeling of their intentions, of the feeling of the energy from their hearts. And if you're feeling any disconnect between the words and the energy behind them from that person, then say, thank you, heart. Thank you for bringing this to my awareness. And to make one thing really clear, you do not need to believe other humans, right? You don't need to believe their words or their actions. I encourage you to feel with your heart first. Because really, the most powerful energy that we all yield as humans is this love energy and our emotional energy in our hearts. That is the most dominant. A patch almost stood on my effects pedal, so I was just making sure that I didn't just suddenly do the rest of the video as an echo, like suddenly like this. Okay. And you can ask your heart yes, no questions. That's a really lovely way to start that practice. And, keep placing your left hand on your heart, your receiving hand on your heart, and say, heart, does this person's words align with their energy and intentions? So it's a yes or no, right? You can also ask really simple but very profound questions such as, heart, does this person and their actions, do they align with my highest good? Yes or no? And I often feel the answer is a yes coming up. And I felt that when I asked about the most dominant emotion in my heart right now, which is joy, just up towards the top. So it's a happier, high vibration emotion, up around 500 hertz or more. And then if it was a no, it would be like that sinking feeling you get into your heart, and it would like go down towards your stomach, down into your solar plexus. And you would feel that, it's like, no, they don't. No, that person's intentions do not align with my highest good. And that would be like that kind of, that fear or anger or frustration energy. So just allow your heart to answer. And most importantly, out of all these practices we do, even if you're not sure about hands on hearts and asking the right question and whether it's a yes or no, whatever you do share gratitude at the end. So say, heart, thank you. Heart, thank you so much. Heart, thank you. And this is important because even if you're not sure whether you got a yes or no, it allows you to feel a happy, high vibration emotion, and it creates this circle, this flywheel. So you've gone from asking the question, connecting with your heart, allowing your heart to answer, and if you're not sure if there's an answer or not, still say, thank you, heart, thank you so much. Thank you for trying to answer my question, or thank you for answering my question. And it allows your heart to say, you know what, that was a good experience. I'm going to keep nice and open for the next time Jon turns up and asks himself such a powerful question. Now, my message from today's meditation is all about, so if you saw it's my hi, it's Jon video, is all about helping us reconnect our hearts and minds. So let's try that just now. So I'd like you to imagine, and you can do this if you wish, with your hands, just place them on the top of your head. So just at the very center. And the center of my head feels quite warm just now. And then imagine, this is the top of your crown chakra. Imagine a golden light is forming between your fingers. And this golden light is a light. It's your own light, your own life force energy, and you're going to create a connection between two key aspects of yourself. So imagine now, and just bring your hands forwards in front of you. So imagine you're connecting this light from the very center of your crown chakra down into the center of your third eye chakra, just the forehead, and then all the way down to the throat chakra, the center of the throat chakra, and then down into your heart, and anchor that golden light directly into your heart. Now with your left hand on your heart and your right hand on the top of your head, flat, your palm flat on the top of your head, please repeat after me. Heart, I connect you to my mind. Mind, I connect you to my heart. Heart and mind, we are one. Beautiful. And just hold this for a moment in your heart. Well done. And please say, thank you, mind. Thank you, heart. Thank you, mind. Thank you, heart. Okay. Our minds can get pretty lost, right? I know from about 2002 to as late as 2016, even 2017, I'd spent those years searching YouTube in particular, for UFOs and truths and conspiracies, and my mind was so hungry. There's this, I was like Neo in the first Matrix movie. I was searching for the Matrix and I didn't know what it was. I also didn't know it was all around us, just like in the movie. And I found it really hard because I ended up in these cycles of watching something on YouTube. Maybe it'd be a UFO craft moving around in the sky, and I'd be like, that's it. Like, that's evidence. I mean, look at that. It looks real, right? And my mind would then kind of be kind of excited in the moment, to maybe get a bit of an endorphin, rush about it and be excited and like, yes, this is it. Whole world needs to know this, and I might even show it to someone else. And yet that would sit with me for a little while, sometimes seconds, minutes, hours, days, even weeks, or maybe it was really profound in months. And then eventually my heart would be like, when my heart was kind of next open and not in fear, my heart wouldn't really be fully aligned. My heart would be saying, what does this all really mean? Is that really real? How does that really feel? How do I feel about it? If that was real, Jon, why aren't the rest of the world, behaving like this is real. And I would just have those feelings of doubt, self-doubt about my own judgment. And it was really hard. And so what would I do? I'd repeat the cycle by looking for more evidence, right? Undeniable evidence. And that's what I would always look for. And yet, one huge ironic thing that's happened in the last 20 plus years is we've developed AI, right? And AI can develop. It's not just photoshopping and editing pictures and videos now. Now AI can just generate the whole thing, right? And it just gets better and better at it. And so you're thinking, this is not great news for what's real and what isn't, because we can now completely manufacture very realistic looking videos. I'm not claiming that they're brilliantly realistic yet, but you can see the path, the trajectory of AI videos. But good news, ding, 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 ding. Good news is you have something that those that oppose you do not, right? What is it? What is your secret weapon? It's a weapon of love, and it's your heart. And so that practice we just went through, you can do that with anything, right? And maybe I'll get round to at some point. I'm not making any promises, right? But if I find the right moment, I'll create some fake versus real videos, and you can try that practice yourself with your heart. The good news is you can just do this with any video, right? Including this one, right? Including this right now. Do you feel in your heart of hearts, right? With your left hand on your heart, you could ask yourself this question: does Jon, that's me, Jon Binnie, does Jon have my highest good at heart? Does Jon have my highest good at heart? Just allow your heart to answer. Paying attention to the emotion. Is it nice and high and happy, or is it low and fearful and painful? And then once you received your answer, say thank you. Thank you, heart. Thank you so much. Well done. So you did it. You did it with someone on YouTube, right? Someone on your phone or TV or however you're doing this. So please do practice this more and more. Okay. So all that to say, in short, our minds can get really, really lost and pretty lonely and frazzled and discombobulated and all those tricky, difficult, like churning, like this busy mind, overthinking, anxious mind. No wonder our minds get, in these states, because they miss our hearts. Our hearts and minds are the most powerful combinations of us, or should I say some of the most powerful combinations, because we have our heart, mind, body, and soul. There are many, and higher self, there are many dimensions of us. But our heart and mind is really key. And if you look at those that oppose us, they want to keep us out of our hearts. So they want to keep us in fear, make sure our heart's nice and closed. And then when our heart's closed, we lose our superpowers. We become much more like an NPC, doing as I'm told, staying in fear. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, but you can imagine just being a robot and, just jumping from fear to fear, not being able to create or to feel fully connected with yourself, your emotions, or your body, not being able to discern. So please practice this. Whenever you're hearing the news, someone's telling you a new truth, ask your heart. And remember, as I shared on Friday's video for the 8 years predictions, remember that not all truth is reported, right? So there could be things, there are things going on in this world that are completely unknown to us, to our minds. You can feel it in your heart, right? If you ever wonder why you get so angry, right? And so frustrated and so fearful about some of the things that are reported in the news, it's because you're connecting, your heart's connecting into this whole collective, right? And so we all feel each other as a human race. We all have a connection with each other. And my higher self was just reminding me, saying, John, I feel that around 80% of our conscious energy, our conscious awareness in our mind is dedicated to our own individual reality. So our own individual lives, our hopes, our fears, our dreams, our experiences each day, everything that we're doing in our lives. And around 20% of our consciousness overlaps with the collective. And 20% is a lot, right? Imagine 20% of your body, right? That it wasn't yours, it was shared with every other human. You get to choose what that what that body part or body parts are. But imagine that, right? Imagine if it was your arm. It's like, oh yeah, this is my collective arm. It's like, whoa, what are you doing? Slapping you around, like, what are you doing? I'm glad I found myself funny. Okay. It is real, right? You feel it each day. If you ever wonder why when you wake up in the morning and there's like this kind of, sometimes you feel a bit of a jolt from your dream-like state and you're back down here on Earth, it's like, boom, you're like, whoa, I landed back on Earth. I'm like feeling all the feelings again. And you're like, what's going on here? It feels pretty dense on Earth, right? This is our baseline, right? Our kind of like our lowest point, if you like. And the good news is, if you choose, it only gets better, right? And so this is the energy of the feeling of the collective of fear, war, division, duality, pain and hatred towards each other, like all these feelings, like they're intense, murky, achy, sticky feelings that they're kind of this big cloud around the earth, and it's our collective consciousness. And we're all connected into it, right? We're born into this connection. And you can disconnect from it. You can spend less time focusing on it. That's very true. It's still there, right? And you're still going to be triggered. And I just encourage you to bring your awareness to this. And there's a few practices that really help me. So one is when things are a bit tough and I want to step back from the collective, I'll place my left hand on my heart and say, heart, I step back from any energy or emotions that are not mine at this time. I allow the collective to continue on without me as I focus in on myself. And so you can repeat that as often as you wish. Other variations are that you find helpful are definitely worth exploring. And a really big, powerful thing I do is just observing it. So next time you're triggered, say it, right? Next time you're feeling, like there was the UK digital ID, right? Like, we're going to make you all have a digital ID, and then we're going to enslave you with it. This whatever their intention is behind it, it's like, it's like trigger alert. And when that first came in for me, I was triggered. And within seconds, I said out loud, that really triggers me. I am triggered. And I placed my left hand on my heart and I asked my heart, what emotion do I feel right now? My heart was like, this was like, it's like squeezed up, all closed. And my heart was saying, fear. I feel fear. I'm going to be controlled. This is terrible. This is all the wrong direction. And I can feel that energy now. So just releasing that energy. And so as I release that energy, I'm just saying, first of all, I see you. I'm triggered by you. I see that energy. I feel that emotion. Like, never deny it, right? Never try and suppress it. See it and feel it. And then say, I'm sorry you feel this way, that I feel this way. I forgive you. I thank you. I release you. And just release it. Shake it off. Shake it all out of you. And just release that energy. Just drain it deep into the earth. And ask Mother Gaia to transmute it for the highest good of all. And ask yourself, are there any lessons I need to learn? Maybe I don't need to look at the news notifications on my phone. Maybe I don't need to engage with some of this stuff so much. And also feeling into it. Now, that particular topic, I've met people that have done work for US government agencies, and this was well over 20 years ago. They'd already figured out back then, right? They'd already figured out how to do a digital ID without the ID. Right, that's a long time ago. They've been doing this work. I also did similar technology explorations at Amazon for very positive things, which was trying to help people who applied multiple times with different profiles bring their profiles together. And you can do a lot, right, without having to have a digital ID, which is kind of frankly ridiculous. So whatever, guys, I don't agree with it. I don't want it, right? But for right now, I see that it triggers me. I feel it, and I'll just reflect on that and feel it and release it and move on with the rest of my life and keep focusing on this new world we're building, right? All these truths need to be revealed. Every moment we can all spend outside of fear and in our hearts and in love and in joy. That's really fighting back, right? That is fighting back. Okay, that must have been important because I said it twice. What else did I promise to cover? So we did heart and mind. Oh, predictions, that's right. Oh, I really want to talk about this. So my guides have been asking me, specifically my spirit guide, Maya, my elemental earth spirit guide. So she wanted to ask me to share a bit more. Now that I've been doing these for a few months, was it August, September, and a bit of October? So that's like 2.5 months, right? Is this feeling of what really are predictions, right? You've heard from our hearts and minds that we can practice better discernment. You've heard from our individual and collective consciousness and a little bit about triggers, etc. So really the nature of our truths and our own experiences and our own realities are unique to each of us, okay? And I must admit, I had some really surprising feelings after I did a video on Friday for the 8 years of global predictions. One of those feelings was, I'm done. I can just take a break for 8 years. And then I was like, no, that doesn't quite align with how I feel about predictions. Why? Why, John? You just came up with 8 years of facts. Fact. So why are they, why would you keep going with predictions? Why do you take a break for 8 years? And the really simple answer is we sometimes misinterpret the meaning of prediction, right? The word itself. Prediction is an estimation, right? It's I predict that, John's going to hop on one leg. I better not stand on patch and do this. I'm hopping on one leg. Okay. So just because I said I'm predicting something, I might say, I predict John's going to produce a glove puppet with his right hand. And then I don't, right? It was still a prediction. It's just that I was just predicting whether something would happen or not, right? And it then did or didn't happen. And you could look back and say, well, that prediction was wrong. And yet, if it was a fact, we might say that fact wasn't a fact, it was a lie, right? Anyway, let's not go there. Let's just stick with predictions. So, what am I doing when I'm doing predictions videos? So I will ask my spirit guide Maya, as she's been so instrumental in this as well, but let me give you my opinion first, because I often jump to my spirit guides first. My opinion is that the predictions are based on this now moment. We only truly exist in this now moment, right? The future does not exist. The past does not exist. It all exists within this single conscious moment. That a prediction of any time frame ahead of us is a feeling into, with our hearts, a feeling into what we may do next, and then we may then cause later on in our perception of linear time. And some of the challenges with this whole predictions thing is that linear time doesn't really exist, right? We're only ever present in this moment. And it's the funniest thing to get our heads around, and our hearts feel it. Our hearts don't really worry so much about tomorrow. Your heart doesn't say, "Hey, John, hey, John, I'm worried about feeling fearful tomorrow." That's our minds doing that, right? Our mind's like, "Hey, John," this is the voice of my mind. "Hey, John, I'm getting up at 9 a.m. tomorrow, am I? Or 5 a.m.? I don't know. I'm a bit scared about running in the wind and rain tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Like, it's not my heart saying it, it's my mind, right? My mind's just like blabbing away, going through things. And I hope that as you get to know me better and working with me, is that you can tell when I'm communicating from my heart, communicating from my mind, a combination of the two, and also with my spirit guides, that the energy is different for each. The tone of my voice changes, how I feel changes. And so when you connect in with this present moment, if you imagine your memories can only exist, right? They don't exist in the past. They just exist now. You can only remember them now, right? I can't go back to yesterday and remember the previous week, right? And the same with the future. I can't jump into tomorrow and then predict the next 2 weeks. Really, it all happens together now. Now, don't worry too much about whether you believe in the present moment or not, or whether the past or the future is running in parallel or not. Like, that's okay. Because with predictions, all I simply ask is for you to open up your heart and to receive these predictions and to feel into what's real for you. And also keep in mind that you are creating the very things that I share with you when you resonate with them positively. So when you have a happy, high vibration, "I'm so excited, 3D isn't going to be so bad after all." Like, it's going to go through, we've got hard times ahead of us, right? Hard times, okay? Yet it gets better. Even 3D, even without going to 5D, it gets better. And that came up in the predictions video for the next 8 years. That's a really powerful message. If you hold that energy in your heart, the worst that could happen, right, is things are going to get bad for a few years and they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. So just hold that feeling in your heart. Also, some of you point out, free will has a huge part to play in predictions. The predictions that I create are not a fact, right? If they're a fact, they've already happened, and it would just be like a history lesson, right? And yes, I can go into the Akashic Records, I can talk to my spirit guides, I can travel in space and time to futures, but they are potential futures. Each of them has a choice. And you could also describe the reality of predictions is that when you watch a video and you feel into it, then you're making a choice about whether, if you're feeling happy and joyful about something, your heart is making a choice and saying, I align with that. That feels really good to me. In 5D, I want to learn how to fly. I'm so excited about that. And I did have a dream the night before last about flying, a really detailed dream. I was teaching other people to fly in the 5th dimension. So that was after my predictions video on Friday. So that was just a lot of fun. So do know that you have a free will choice, and it doesn't matter. You can spend all day watching all the predictions from all the psychics and people around the world and prophecies and all these things and reading all the books. It doesn't make it real for you because you're the one that's creating your reality. 80% of your consciousness dedicated on your life and your reality and your timeline and your choices, 20% supporting the collective or thereabouts. Let me know in the comments how you feel about my predictions and how you feel about the topic of predictions and how real they come for you or not. And also, please use your heart. Like, you don't need to feel into whether mine are the best predictions or not. And I do try my best. I don't really watch other people's predictions because I like to be at least mentally clear. I just encourage you to feel in with your heart and feel, what resonates with you. Okay. And then finally, a couple of questions that came up from the last video was that how could I forget? I didn't ask my spirit guide Maya about predictions. Sorry, Maya, let me ask for any messages from her about predictions, please. She's saying, what will come to pass is because you have willed it. What happens in your futures happen because you feel it. And you feel it now. You feel it in this now moment. That's it. Thank you, Maya, for saying, and that's it. Oh, that's really beautiful. Thank you, Maya. Sometimes I feel that I could blab in these videos for hours and hours and hours, which I do and I love. And then I just ask for a message, and it's very simple and very powerful. So I hope that helps you. Thank you so much, Maya. Okay. Finally, this question of, do you die, right, when you go from third dimension to fifth dimension? So I've done a few videos on this. And the short answer is, you, right, your own personal experience, and you could describe that's maybe the most important in your life, is that you don't die. Woohoo! Right, that's good news, right? To go from third to fifth dimension, you don't die, right? And that means that your physical body comes with you. Woo! Right? Now, you are going to go through some changes if you're choosing to work your way up, facing your shadows, facing your fears, letting go of everything that doesn't serve your highest good, looking after your conscious consumption of food, water, people you're around, you connect with, cutting cords with your energy vampires, releasing everything that doesn't serve your highest good, doing all those things and stepping up more into your joy each day. Right? I know that's a bit of a brain dump, but that's like, these are all the important things you need to do first to then help you step up into your joy more. And stepping up into your joy, your love, your gratitude, these are happy, high vibration emotions, help you rise up into fourth and fifth dimensions. Now, let's describe some of the situations that other people may observe about you, because I've experienced this a lot, and some of these may resonate with you. So one example is, I now drive for the UK roads. It's a tall and wide, not very long, but tall and wide RV motorhome. As I'm driving it around the towns and cities and motorways, you'd be amazed who doesn't see me. Like, so many cars don't see me. And you might think, right, wow, they're just the world's worst drivers. And that may, let's never underestimate the power of our own stupidity as humans. Yet, there's literally times where I can see them looking at me, right? So they're looking at me driving and my big white RV motorhome, and they don't see me, right? And I'm right there. I'm so close. And they look at me and they pull out in front of me, right? And it's so easy to just jump to the conclusion that, they're just doing it to annoy me, or the fact I'm driving a large vehicle and that's frustrating to watch and they don't want to get stuck behind it. And I'm sure that's also a factor too. But this also happens to me when I'm wandering around the streets. I've noticed a lot in restaurants and in public places now. A lot of people just don't see me until I speak to them. Right? And it's just like ghosts. We don't often we don't see them until they're knocking on the door, on the wall, or they're whispering to us, or they're standing as a full-bodied apparition saying, "Hello, are you there?" There's that our consciousness need to connect in that moment for us to perceive each other, because we're actually in different vibrations, different dimensions. So if you're in a very low vibration, fearful state, and I'm in a very high vibration state, high vibration, happy emotion, you're going to find it harder to experience each other. And so the greater that gap, I'm going to run out of screen, right? The greater that gap, the harder it is to perceive each other. In my final few weeks and months at Amazon, I was wandering around the office and people just wouldn't see me. I'd have to say hello to, "Good morning, hi, remember me, I've been here for 8 years." I would like for them to notice and go, "Oh, hi." And so many times people say, "Oh, hi, I didn't see you there. I didn't know you're here today." And like, "Well, I'd sit next to you," And I also get it in other situations where there's a lot of like fear and anxiety and more like stressful events. Maybe some incidents happen in the sea, an accident or a fight or something. And if you're in a happy high vibration state, a lot of people just don't notice you until you're like right up there, or talking to them or connecting with them. So all is to say that what others would witness of you is perhaps something more similar to a death, is because you'd begin to disappear out of their reality, right? And so everyone gets to choose, right? Including our loved ones, our pets, everyone gets to choose when and whether and how they raise their vibrations and rise up to the fifth dimension. And it also reminds me of my experiences of being on, LinkedIn, and I'm sure a lot of people that, the 1,000+ people that I worked with in previous jobs in my software engineering career kind of look at me like, who is he now? He's like, la 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 la, floating around in the clouds. Like I'm just literally 5D John, and yet they're still, they're in their grind doing their 9-to-5 matrix jobs. Just to place some labels for context. And so it's hard to, like for many, I just left their worlds, right? I died as the software engineering manager or director, CTO, and moved into this totally different, more expansive realm, which I super love. So yeah, in short, we don't really die, but we do both energetically, if we choose to rise up in our vibrations, creating greater distance between us and others who choose not to, at least in those moments. And yes, we do need to let go of the things that don't serve our highest good: homes, cars, relationships, jobs. You can still have all those things, right? But they just need to be things that bring you joy, right? That bring you the happiest joy, love, and gratitude in your life. Well, I was hoping this would be a short video, and it kind of is. It's under an hour. Let me know in the comments about your experiences with your heart and mind. I love hearing about it. It's funny. It's still a relatively new concept to me, and I mean that sincerely. Only in the last 2 or 3 years have I really understood and felt the true power that we yield from our hearts. I hope that for all the words that I've said in this video, that your heart is excited and open and feeling into all of this. And also, I do encourage you to watch other people's videos and connect with the truths that they share. I also encourage you to feel in your heart if something feels off, right? If something feels a bit out of whack, out of alignment with someone's content that you're consuming. They might be using loads of words and have no practices in their content. They may be constantly trying to push logic, right? They might be trying to keep you in fear and push logic at the same time. you might recognize that from what many of our world leaders and governments do to us, and their programs of fear. If someone is heavily edited in their videos, surprise, I don't edit my videos at all. Feel into that. And it doesn't need to make sense. And I've wrestled with some of that for some time. For some people that I've followed on YouTube, for example, it's taken me years of listening to my heart. My heart said, no, John. It's like, It's like warning, danger, and I'm like, but they look so lovely. They say such lovely things. They seem like such a nice person. Everyone else thinks they're great. Like, my heart's like, no, like this is not aligned. This is not aligned with what you're saying. Does not align. And so, feel into that heart feeling. And I ask my heart. I will say things like when I'm out walking my dog Patch, I'll say things to my heart like, heart, how do I feel about, that recent video from such and such, insert person's name. And I'll say, how do I feel about their energy? And allow my heart to talk about it, not just my mind, because we can have infinitely busy minds, right? And yet these big, beautiful, powerful hearts that are really the powerhouse of our consciousness and have much easier flowing capabilities of feeling and discerning our way through life. Well, what an honor and pleasure to connect with you today. Thank you so much for coming along today. I will be returning to the format of predictions and questions. This video is really intended just to help bring together and help kind of debrief some of that 8-year global predictions and help us set ourselves up for the future. We did see truths revealed that same day, right? That I predicted, but it wasn't just me. Other psychics had as well. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's this momentum, right? It's not about all the things you see, feel in the collective. It's like the belly of the beast erupting, right? It's just like this truth must be revealed, and it's that dam of lies it's burst, right? It's cracked. It's starting to flow. Just allow this deluge of truth to be released. And have a nice open heart to it. Try your very best to see it through love and compassion. And I don't just mean go, I forgive you immediately. It's not that, right? It's saying, this is all of us. These people that have done really bad things, right? They are part of the human race, part of us. And that this could easily happen again if we allowed it. So what are we going to do about it? Like what, out of like those 8 years ahead of us, for example, what are you going to do in your life to help change the world around you so that this doesn't happen again? Not on our watch. My radiator is joining in. Well, I'll bring our session to an end. I'd like to thank our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and every soul that's participated in today's session. And I'm asking all of us to remain in our individual protective bubbles for as long as we choose and step outside of the shared session space as I close the session down and return it to Source or never return here again. Please do drink as much water as it feels right for you, get as much rest as it feels right for you. I'll be live tomorrow doing quantum psychic readings, clearings, and healings with the wonderful, magical Viviane Heller. Please come along at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time, 4:30 p.m. UK time. And I'll also be doing a members only live stream for the first time, trying it out, see how that goes. That will be on Monday also. It'll be, what would that be? 7 a.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m., 10 a.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. UK time. There we go. says John doing simple maths in his mind. Maybe I should be asking my heart instead. And yeah, feel free to book me in for a one-to-one session. There'll be a link appearing somewhere here. Often it's I think down here for booking one-to-ones or getting started with me and my free 14-day spirit guide meditation challenges and a wide range of other services. Thank you so much. Oh, and if you live in Bonnie, Scotland, and you're able to travel to our in-person event, we're doing an event. It's a psychic event for activating your witch within. It's in person at Spot Village Hall, the very place I had my awakening in November 2017. So 8 years later, almost to the day, a couple of weeks out. And we'll be looking after a small group there, taking them through some collective celebrations and honoring of our ancestors, the witches, including the witches that were persecuted there at Spot and surrounding area, and then also doing readings, clearings, healings, Akashic readings for everyone. So if you're interested in that, just take a look at the events page on my website. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much. Sending love from Scotland. I love you. Bye.